All right, let's talk about pumpkin pie. You know it, you love it, it's a holiday staple. But what if I told you the pie you think you know is, well, completely different from how it started? Today, we're digging into a historical version that's going to change how you see this dessert forever. Seriously, take a second. When you picture a slice of pumpkin pie, what do you see? I'm betting it's something super smooth, almost like a custard, right? Bright orange, creamy, probably with a nice dollop of whipped cream on top. You know, sweet, full of spices like cinnamon and nutmeg. Got that picture in your head? Good. Now, throw that image out the window. Because the historical pie we're about to make is a whole different beast. We're trading smooth puree for actual slices of pumpkin. Those sweet spices? Nope, we're using savory herbs. This isn't just a familiar dessert. It's a chunky, complex, historical adventure. So how in the world did they do it? Well, like with any recipe, it all starts with the ingredients. And trust me, this list has a few curveballs that tell you a lot about how people used to eat. Okay, so a few things jump out right away. Sliced pumpkin and apples. Interesting. But the real kicker? Look at those herbs. Rosemary, thyme, and parsley, right next to sugar, raisins, and something called sack. What is going on here? Yeah, exactly my thought. Sack. It's not a typo. This was a super common ingredient back in the day, but you'd be hard-pressed to find it in a modern kitchen. So what is this stuff? Turns out, sack was a sweet, fortified wine that was incredibly popular in the 17th century. The good news is, you don't need a time machine to find a replacement. A good sherry, a dry Riesling, or even a white port works perfectly. It adds this amazing, boozy complexity that you just don't get in today's pumpkin pie. So we've got our weird ingredients, but if you think that's where the strangeness ends, you are in for a treat. The way this pie is actually cooked is where things get really, really interesting. This is the single biggest difference, the one that changes everything. There is no canned pumpkin. There is no puree. You take a whole pumpkin, peel it, get the guts out, and then slice it up thin. This one change completely transforms the texture from that smooth custard to something with actual bite. And I just love this little description from the source material on how to prep it. After you cut the pumpkin in half and scoop out the seeds, you cut each half again. The result, and I'm quoting here, is two Pac-Mans. Pac-Man made of pumpkin. It's such a perfect, quirky way to picture it. And now for what is maybe the most shocking step of all. You take those thin pumpkin slices, you dip them in beaten eggs mixed with all those fresh herbs, and then you fry them in butter. I'm serious. We're not baking the pumpkin, we're pan-frying it until it's soft and packed with flavor. It's wild. Okay, so our pumpkin is fried, our ingredients are ready to go, and now it's time to actually build this pie. And no surprise here, the assembly is a little different too. So you take all those beautiful herb-coated fried pumpkin slices and toss them in a big bowl. Then you add more butter, because of course you do, along with the raisins, currants, sugar, and a good splash of that sack or sherry. You just give it all a good mix, and that's your filling. It's chunky, it smells incredible, and it's this perfect mix of savory and sweet. Here's another fun twist. Before you put the pumpkin filling in, you actually line the bottom of your pie crust with a layer of thinly sliced sharp apples. This creates this awesome tart base and adds yet another layer of texture. Then you just pour that whole pumpkin mixture right on top. Now for the baking. It's a two-stage process. You start it off really hot at 425 Fahrenheit for about 20 minutes. That helps get the crust nice and set. Then, you drop the temperature down to 375 and let it go for another 40 to 50 minutes until it's all bubbly and perfect. And the final touch? As soon as it comes out of the oven, you dot the top with, you guessed it, even more butter. So, after all that frying and layering and baking, what do we actually have? What does this thing look and taste like? Let's get to the final results. The pie that comes out of the oven looks nothing like the one we pictured at the beginning. It's bubbly, it's rustic, and the smell is this incredible mix of herbs, sweet fruit, and baked apples. It's a total sensory overload in the best way possible. So what this really is a time capsule you can eat. You get this amazing textural bite from the sliced pumpkin and apples. You get a flavor that balances savory and sweet in a way we've kind of forgotten how to do. And most importantly, it's delicious proof that even our most beloved classic foods have some really surprising backstories. And that really just leaves you with one big question to chew on, right? If a dish as iconic as pumpkin pie is so completely different from what we thought, what other classic foods sitting in our recipe books have totally transformed over time? What other amazing food histories are just waiting for us to rediscover them?